Rising M.B.U. The source is the reason for the profit every season. If you know, then you know. Ladies and gentlemen, visionaries, traders, believers, and believers in the making, welcome. We gather here on the precipice of something monumental. Today, we peel back the curtain and walk through a vision that looks crazy. But when you think about it the right way, you'll realize it's inevitable. We're talking about Tesla Inc., about Elon Musk, about breakthrough transport, about flight. When you think about Tesla hinting toward a flying vehicle, when you connect the dots, it makes sense. Elon Musk has a massive incentive on the line. His pay package could reach up to $1 trillion. That kind of number doesn't come from incremental change. That kind of number comes from paradigm shift. We ask, why wouldn't Tesla pursue a flying car? Why wouldn't the company that pioneered electric vehicles, built battery networks, and mastered iterative disruption now launch something that defies wheels and roads altogether? The clues are there. Musk has said the next iteration of the Tesla Roadster will be something that's not really a car. He's hinted that it might have rocket technology. He said maybe when asked if it will fly. When you think about it, let's break this down. I know it may seem crazy when you think about a flying car, but remember, a few months back, at the time of this video in 2025, there were drones, unidentified drones, flying around everywhere. Yes, they told us they didn't know what they were or where they came from, and they were the size of a car, they said. Pause for a moment. Think about what a drone is, a vehicle that can lift off, hover, maneuver in 3D, bypass ground traffic entirely. We now deploy delivery drones, logistic drones, camera drones. How hard would it be, from an engineering mindset, to scale that concept into a car-sized drone, a car-drone hybrid? Tesla already has the pieces: electric powertrain, battery network, autonomous software, manufacturing scale. Combine that with the aerospace knowledge of SpaceX, and you start seeing the skeleton of a flying vehicle blueprint. Understand, the source is where the profit comes from. When Tesla transitions from ground cars to sky cars, the addressable market explodes. Traffic becomes irrelevant. Roads become optional. Commute times collapse. Ownership models shift. Think subscription flight plans instead of lease agreements. Every season, every cycle, the smartest players spot the shift before it becomes obvious. They see the announcement hint, the prototype leak, the regulatory whisper. They get in early. So when you hear Elon say, maybe it will fly, I don't want to give away too much yet, do you shrug or do you lean in? Because if he's metaphorically, literally, he teased it with Joe Rogan, smiled, and said maybe it will fly. When he says maybe, history tells us it's already on the drawing board. Picture it, that same smooth Tesla silhouette, aerodynamic curves, whisper-quiet motors, suspended in air above a city built for ground cars. The world looks up, not out. It's the light bulb moment all over again. But this is no fairy tale. This is sequence, a plan. Musk's plays always unfold in phases: electrify, automate, elevate. Every gigafactory is a launch pad. Batteries, software, AI, these are wings disguised as components. SpaceX and Tesla share knowledge, materials, and engineers. When a company lands rockets vertically, designing a hovering car isn't crazy, it's logical. Think back to earlier this year when car-sized drones were spotted over multiple states. Officials shrugged and said they didn't know. That's always the story when technology moves faster than policy. Maybe those tests weren't foreign, maybe they were forward. That's how revolutions work, slowly, then suddenly. The parable of the sky. Everything that rises starts as a whisper. People laughed at electric cars, laughed at Bitcoin, laughed at streaming movies, then they joined them. The flying car concept is Tesla's next laugh line. Faith sees before proof. Preparation moves before applause. That's why I say again, this is not financial advice. It's foresight. Tesla isn't building toys, it's building transitions. Ground travel was about roads. Air travel will be about routes. Navigation apps already speak in 2D. Add a third dimension and you've got ascend 50 feet, hold pattern, descend. The software exists. The hardware is next. Elon doesn't hint by accident. 2017, Roadster will hover. 2022, SpaceX package may fly a little. 2024, no runways needed. Breadcrumbs for the believers. The market connection. Now let's connect vision to valuation. Flying vehicles open a multi-trillion-dollar market. Urban air mobility, air taxis, logistics, private VTOLs. Morgan Stanley projects over $9 trillion by 2050. Tesla's battery tech plus AI fleet management, SpaceX propulsion, ecosystem. Revenue streams multiply, licensing flight software, city partnerships for aerial traffic control, subscription tiers for flight time, insurance and cloud maintenance for sky vehicles. Each is a profit center. Each pushes that trillion-dollar compensation closer to reality. The pay package isn't greed, it's a goal. A trillion is possible if you create a trillion in value. The faith factor. Faith is what tells you to plant before the harvest. Faith is what tells you to trust when proof is pending. You don't need the exact date, just the discernment to see the signs. When the first hover demo drops, remember, it was written. Because as in Noah's day, people mocked until the rain arrived. So when prototypes surface or FAA filings leak, don't panic, prepare. You heard it here first. The strategy, moving with peace. At M.B.U, we teach structure over stress. When you hear flying car, don't chase, chart. When you see headlines spike, don't rush, research. When the world gets loud, stay still. Peace is profit. Volatility is coming, but confirmation is power. That's how you protect peace while positioning for purpose. You don't win by guessing, you win by guiding. The closing loop. The Jetsons imagined it. Tesla is building it. The cost per mile already dropped from $1.20 to $50. Efficiency down. Flight next. Preparation prevents panic. Watch the sky and strategize, because the next great disruption won't roar like an engine. It'll hum like a battery. Like and subscribe so you don't miss part 3. This is not financial advice. The source is the reason for the profit every season. If you know, then you know. Tash part it this far. You're not average. Average scrolls past revelation. Wise minds stay until the end. Before we begin, like and subscribe right now, and remember, this is not financial advice. The turning point part 1 was vision. Part 2 was structure. Part 3 is confirmation. Every generation has a shift that changes everything. For the industrial era, assembly lines. For the digital era, the internet. For our era, elevation. Tesla is rewriting motion. The sky's the limit? Not anymore. Elon's mantra, if it's important enough, do it even if the odds aren't. That's not about Mars, that's mindset. SpaceX gave rockets reuse. Neuralink gave machines thought. Tesla gave cars consciousness. Now comes convergence. A vehicle with 4680 cells, Starlink navigation, AI training on 10 billion miles, fusion of auto and aero. The signal behind the noise. Behind the quarterly noise are signals, patents for vertical propulsion, hiring for aerospace integration, rumors of carbon fan blades rated 400 miles per hour. They don't announce everything at once because the market is slow to comprehend magnitude. Drones were phase 1, preparation for perception. When Tesla finally hovers 6 feet off the ground, people will cheer instead of fear. That's how you normalize miracles. The pay package prophecy. Elon's trillion-dollar package is not greed. It's a goal tied to transformation. Milestones that move humanity forward justify massive reward. Create trillion-dollar change to earn trillion-dollar compensation. Flying vehicles across energy, AI, and transport could push Tesla into multi-trillion valuation. If phones made Apple $3 trillion, flight can do the same for Tesla. From ground to glory. It's 2028. You step outside, hear a hum, not a roar. A silver vehicle rises vertically, Tesla Air. No driver, no road, just altitude and autonomy. The sky is a grid. Airspace is organized peace. That's the future we're building toward. The whispers today are headlines tomorrow. You're not hearing hype, you're hearing history before it's written. The investor's dilemma. Most wait for validation, but validation costs premium. By the time the world believes, the believers already benefited. Study,